Okay, so we are over here, hired to do a repair. And basically, some pretty shoddy lines in here, and I did not do this, obviously. So what this is here, it's called butt seam, and that thing's pretty. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. It's a pretty big line that you can see. It doesn't stretch up to the outside of the border, which that's a very light border. That's not surprising. Here it looks decent, but here you can kind of see it. So you got one line here going up. Now you can see it. Then there that goes. Kind of looks like a big ass piece of pizza. So that's what that looks like. Up here, tiny little baby patch. So there's a patch there as well. So what we're going to do is do a little crafty cutting. Got a hammer, a little box of nails. This was in there. We got these little Home Depot scissors. I think these are the ones with the black finish. Those are always the best ones from Home Depot. You can buy these little bad boys. They're that's the brand right there, Crescent, Wiss, or whatever. And we're gonna fix this fucker up. All right. So the first thing we got to do, you get this thing in there closer if you can. I could probably just fix it naturally, to be honest with you. I just did the line really bad. Gotta pull it up. See, it's not that long, so the nails haven't had time to rust. Even in a couple weeks, though, that was a new nail. That thing's rusted. So I'm pushing it down, taking out the nails, tossing them down. And I'll do that one by one until I have all the nails out. At this point, we're lucky. Excuse my bad footage there. I'm gonna pull them out. All right, I'm gonna pull all these nails out. I'm gonna separate this piece and I'm gonna kick it in. Give me a second. We're gonna fix them up. Okay. So right here, there was a piece, and I mean there is a piece, but it's pretty obnoxious the way that it looked and the way that it stood out. So basically what happened was this little piece was facing down this way and it was sitting on top of the other cut, so it make it look like it's popping a little wheelie. So what I did was I took my knife, different knife, but it doesn't matter, you get the point, and I trimmed it down so it laid flush right there. That's what the line is right there. Then when you nail it and stuff like that and you fix it up, or there's your line up there. I'm losing my line because I got it blended pretty well. Then you nail it good and it sits down, you really can't see nothing. So that's how I fixed that one, and I nailed it really close, and I made sure that the polyurethane, which is the black material beneath the turf, is not touching the other polyurethane. It's not sitting on top of each other, and it blended it. Now I'm still working here. Typically I hate to use staples. Staples are made for weed fabric. They're not made for turf. So what I'm doing is I'm lining up a staple, I'm going beneath it, I'm pushing the hairs out of the way with a nail, kind of scraping them out. Okay, and then when I hit this thing down, should be, there you go, kind of, now you can't see it, there you go, can't see it, it's not pushing the hairs down, and it hides it very well. All right, this is laid on top of dirt. Never do turf on top of dirt. It's always going to be lumpy. It's going to change with one rain. It's going to shift around. It's going to look all weird, but I can't help it because this is not my job. I was just not even hired, but I volunteered to fix it. So I would just tell you that never do turf on top of dirt. Right here, I don't know if you can see it, it's like a little lump, kind of like a little bump right here. So there's no way to change the ground because you didn't use base rock. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit a nail right here, push the material down so it's not so obvious. Give me one second. and get it down, kind of move the hairs out the way. All right, I'm kind of doing this one-handed so I can just show you. You don't want to hit it down too much. You want to make a divot. Brush that back up. Kind of pushes the lump down, and it makes it cleaner. On to the next. All right, current situation, do or die. We have one big old piece right here, and I think you have to get the blades going in the same direction, but it's going to be up and down like this. I'm pretty sure. I don't know for sure yet. I got to measure it, but I'm pretty sure. I'll take this piece here and put it right there. But no matter what, that line there is called the butt seam. You're going to have to do an S shape right there. An S shape all the way across here. I'm going to pull it up, cut it like an S, and see if I could hide the heck out of that line. Butt seams are hard to hide. So there's no turning back. I can't screw this up. I drove an hour away. I have to get this right so these people can be happy and I can go back home. Wish me luck, or don't. You can rely on my skills. I've done it before, but it's always tricky. Get a new fresh knife, cut it nice and slow, lay everything evenly, and I'll probably take some more shots as I go. All right. Without really thinking about it too much and trying to be too methodical, I cut out an S seam. All right, it ain't got to be pretty. It just can't be straight. Right over here it's straight, so I'm going to go ahead and run that straight because I'm out of material and there's no other way to do it. So what I'm going to do, you see I cut it just like that, as you can see. What I'm going to do first of all is they only had nails going through their weed fabric, so I'm going to put some U-staples to go in the weed fabric, and I'm going to clean that up. Next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to put that piece right here. I'm going to nail it so it doesn't move. I'm going to trace that pattern that I just cut out, and the line will go away. At least that's the plan. So that's what I'm going to start for. And those borders need some cleaning up too. And I'll keep you guys in tune as I go. All right. You see over there, I got another little piece. I changed my mind because I have enough material. So I flipped it over. And I cut an S seam on the side as well. I really, really want to hide this thing. So the idea is that my piece over here is only going to last to about there. I figure right there, I can merge in a little corner. If I got an S up here and an S on the side, you'll never see this big old piece that look like a piece of pizza. So now it's up to me to get it straight. You can line it up by the bead rows on the back of the turf versus the bead rows on the turf that's already there. Line it up straight, fold it over. I'll do like a little bit of a cutting video for you. Nail it down right here, the big piece that you're merging in, so it doesn't move. Any slight movement can screw the whole thing, so you want to nail it here, there, the side, the bottom, and the middle. Then just do your cuts nice and slow, and then nail it up all around this small parameter, and you have a perfect merge. But if you screw up one time, oh, you're dead meat, because you got to get new pieces in. And I can't get no new pieces because we're out of pieces. Here we go. All right, we got the piece we're going to merge in. You can see I got a bunch of nails. I didn't hit them in so I could actually show you what that's going to look like. Now, you got to be dead on with these hairs facing the right direction. You're on a phone looking at me. I got to make sure I got this thing lined up just right, and so that those hairs are perfect, because if they're not, then this ain't gonna work. So I think I got it, but what I'm gonna do is to make it easier, is I'm gonna fold over the piece that I don't need, which is this piece. I'm gonna cut it off and get it out of my way, because no matter what, I won't need that. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna cut it straight right there. Okay, on my box cutter. I'm gonna cut them, start laying this in. Give me a minute, I'm gonna cut this and I'll be right back. Alright, I'm gonna cut that off. Now, I get to kind of see the direction of the hairs, if they're all laying the same way. Looks good to me. Looks pretty fair. You see that there? If they're slightly off, it's going to be a problem. Need to move everything out the way, cut all the excess so it lays as good as it can. Then we're going to merge this piece in. Looks fair. The blades look like they're facing the same direction to me, but you need to double, triple check down here and see how do they look. Are they facing a different way? Did I actually get it? Maybe not. You know, I'm going to be a little particular. I'm going to move this a little bit, then I'm going to finish it up. I'll move it just a little bit, then I'm going to finish this up. Alrighty, here we go. How do you cut the S? Well, you got to move back your hairs. You got to nail this side so don't move too. Let me put a couple nails in there and I'm going to secure that. Give me 1 second, be right back with you. Okay. So key part, I had to lift these up to make my my cut, like, you know, lift the material up. So now the idea would be to just nail these parts down so they don't move while I'm making my cut. I'm doing this one-handed just to show you on video. Typically you should be a little bit more picky about how you nail your nails so the hairs don't press down. Just trying to show you how to make my cut real quick. Okay, let me nail these in. Okay, got all the nails in. Now the idea is not to cut it from the top. If you cut this from the top, imagine you just trace the pattern. You might cut these hairs, which is essential to hiding it. So you got to be pretty careful. You got to bend it over, bend the back over like this. Okay, and you got to get in there. And you got to angle this piece like that. You gotta get really close in there. You gotta cut it, push it in, cut it. Just make sure it's not overlapping. I don't want to be filming while I'm doing this, but that's the idea. Give me a minute. Okay. Now I want to get from here, where I already cut it. You want to roll it up, and you want to get to here. So what you do is take your knife. You go where you need to go. You cut it up, and then on the back side you should be able to go line per line. Take your time, do it good, be careful, make sure this piece here meets up here without any gaps. Just cut it until you can roll it up, and then all of a sudden you start having a beautiful little S seam. I'm gonna keep on going and show you how it looks in a minute. Alright, now as you go, start to see, follow the same patterns. If you got a little too much right there, just bend it over and cut it off. That's alright, just cut it off. But as you can see, you just follow that pattern that I told you. You be nice and slow. Start blending that line. Let me show you right there. Keep in mind I didn't nail it or I didn't sand it or nothing yet, but I'm going to show you. It hides it really good. So like, you really can't see the line too much. That's the point. Now over here, just got to brush it around a little bit. And keep in mind, I'm not done cutting that edge, but that's just to show you that's how you blend it to disappear. So back here, fold it over where you got it. See where the turf is going to roll up and meet. Wherever it meets, be careful now that you roll it up and you push it. You go in there. I say it's going to here. And make a little notch. And then you go from this line, see there, to that line. And it's just tracing at that point. So, you see it just, see it? It just goes in there. And that's how you continue to do your pattern, nice and slow until you kill it off. Give me a minute, show you how it looks. Alright, dude. You got to here from there. This part's very frustrating because just to you it should be very frustrating, at least I think, you know, because it's very, you've come a long way. Your blade might be dulling. Make sure to change your blade. Them shits only get about 30 feet of cutting. And on like a complicated S seam like this, I give them about, yeah, same thing, 30 feet or so. You need to go around and make sure all this stuff here is close and that it's blending. Okay, you nail that down, it'll hide the line, but the line's pretty good so far with no nails. All right, we nail this down, do a couple lateral nails like in there sideways like that. You'll never be able to see it, and as you can see, it's touching. The polyurethane is touching in there, so that's right where it's at right there. You want that to touch, and brush it, and you can hide it. But don't get frustrated. If you gotta take a break, take a freaking break. Like this one's so good I can't even freaking see it. All right, there you go. There it is. Here he is. Hello. He's right there. He's right there. So don't get frustrated. Take your time, little by little. Make your cuts. Finish strong. You'll never be able to see that line. You only got to do it once. So nice and peaceful. Just relax. I'm almost done. Now, here's my line right here. I didn't nail it yet though, but should be able to see a pretty dramatic difference. Now these two here, keep in mind, does not have base work. It's not done proper on the ground, so don't go killing me for the uneven surface. Not my damn work. But here you go. You can see that the line looks a lot better. It's not straight, and I'll give you like kind of like a more broad view of it. See, that hit it really well. Okay, get this thing as good as I can get it now, and I'll nail it up and kind of push these in this way when I nail it. But that's my line here, and cleaned it up just about as good as it can get. So that's the line there, folks. If you can't see it, you're welcome. Good. If you can, you're lying, because I can't. There's still another little piece down here, and that's okay, because the smaller the piece, the easier to hide. I give this gentleman a stake to kind of secure his border. Maybe he wants to put another couple of these little guys to make his border a little bit more straight. You see the border's collapsing, so I cut it to the shape of the border, but that's okay. So you push the border in this way, you'll have excess turf, which you can just cut an inch off and clean it up. I'm gonna button this sucker up. I'm gonna put in that little piece. I'll take a final video and I'm out. Moment of truth. You can see my lines, let me know. I don't care. I don't care. Alright, right there. So I just squirted it down with water. Again, this is over dirt. You're freaking killing me now. But that's the patch there. Hopefully it's less noticeable than it was before. I think we blended it pretty well. Let's see here. Gotta kind of brush it. I didn't brush it. I don't got no sand on this one, so I'm leaving it for the homeowner. In other words, I don't got 10 bags to whip this thing up, but I just you can see my line right here a little bit. If you brush it, there. Brush it a little bit. Can't see nothing. Hopefully we did that good enough for the homeowner. Sure this all looks a lot better. Go ahead and zoom in if you want. Zoom back out a little. There it is. A nice little, beautiful little repair. All right, all done.